The Browns need to change their name.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a bad name. No hate to you, Browns fans. I have a lot of respect for you if you're a real Browns fan. If you didn't hop on the bandwagon in the last year,
right?
I have a lot of respect for you because the Browns are just fucking god awful. But the team name sucks. It's literally named after the dude who founded the team. His name was Brown. His last name. He was like, "Oh yeah, we're just gonna name them after me." That's some arrogant shit.
Yeah. I mean,
and then he was like, "Yeah, no logo." They tried a little elf boy for a little bit.
It's kind of easy when your name is like Brown, though. You know, like it.
Sure, I guess.
Like if his last name was like Cucks.
The Cleveland Cucks.
I doubt they would have done that.
Yo, we in.
Hola.
What is up? No, I thought you were learning French. Hola. What is that?
Shit, that's not French.
You've been learning the wrong language this whole time.
What have I been doing?
Oh my god. Ugh. All right. How you feeling, buddy?
I'm feeling good.
I feel like we've both been pretty busy this week. Haven't seen each other much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been working a lot.
Yeah. I'm tired. It's all good though.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna kill this. Kill this podcast.
I think like this is the most like stuff I've had coming into a podcast.
Yeah, I just said before we started, I was like, "Yo, I don't have a lot. Get ready to free ball this," and you were like, "I'm ready. I've got stuff."
Yeah, I do. I do.
I'm proud. I was doing my last minute cram. I was just like looking through like the news of the week and like what's worth talking about.
Right.
It wasn't a very busy week in like the newsy sense of stuff we like to talk about.
Right.
What's some you got?
Okay, so
fucking
prove
your worth.
I'll start off the podcast with sports.
Okay.
I want to like specifically call out two specific events that have happened coinciding with the last UFC event. I forgot what 236 is that what?
Yeah, I think it was 236.
Yeah, the John Jones.
Yeah. Versus Anthony Smith.
Yeah, versus Anthony Smith. There's two specific events that I saw like after like since we've recorded this past podcast.
Mm-hmm.
That I thought were really cool, and they were really classy moments by people in the face of adversity and loss. Right.
Okay.
Number one was Tyron Woodley's mom. Woodley's mom, kind of weird, right?
Okay.
Tyron Woodley's mom immediately after the fight, where her son had just lost the belt, right?
Just got dominated.
Yeah, just got dominated. Went up to Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman's literally like still riddled with sweat.
Is this like in the back or as he's walking back?
As he's like yeah, it's like in the hallway or something.
So this is like right after Colby Covington got in his face and shit too? Okay.
Yeah, right. She went up to him, gave him a big hug, and like whispered into his ear. She said,
whispered into his ear.
Into his ear. She told him, look, like this is your time now. Like my son wasn't ready for it. Mm-hmm. They're gonna come after you, and you have to be ready. And she's just like,
yo, that's a real wrestling mom.
Yeah,
that's a real wrestling mom.
Yeah,
that's legit.
Yeah,
and that's fucking cool.
Yeah,
she knows the life.
Yeah.
She understands it.
Yeah, she knows the life, but it was also like she just came in with a lot of love.
Yeah,
and was like you did great. You know,
that's awesome.
Immediately after her son just lost the fight.
Good for you, Mama Woodley.
So just really class move by Mama Woodley.
That's really cool.
Because I don't know her name. But number two.
Yo, what if we called our body parts by what they did? You said here's and it made me think about it. Like, what if you were like, my C's aren't working. I'm blind. My sound.
I broke my smells. I got into a fight. Somebody punched me and broke my smell.
I broke to did my smell. I have 10 feels.
We're really inverting our roles today, dude.
Okay.
You're coming in with all this chaos. I come in with a structured conversation.
Oh, jeez.
All right. Number two, as far as another class act, Robbie Lawler.
That's that boy.
Robbie Lawler after his really controversial loss to Ben Askren. For those that didn't watch the last episode or see the fights, Ben Askren
got him in a bulldog.
got Robbie Lawler in a bulldog choke, and it looked like Robbie Lawler was out, and Herb Dean may have stopped the fight too early.
Yeah.
Robbie Lawler immediately got up after Herb Dean called the fight
And it was like, hey man, I'm good. And then Herb was like, I don't know, man.
And Herb, you could tell he was kind of fucked up about it.
Yeah.
But after the fight, right before he's about to raise Ben Askren's hand, Robbie Lawler goes up to Herb Dean and he says, "Hey, don't worry about it. You're one of the fucking best in this business."
He said that in the octagon?
He said that.
Yo,
in
why
the
wasn't
octagon.
that on the production?
scrolling through-
Why wasn't that on like live? That's
I don't
awesome.
know. I saw it on Instagram after
Wow.
I was scrolling through it. I was like, "Fuck, that's such a cool moment!" Like
Yeah.
he literally like got into his ear and I was just like, "Hey man, don't you fucking worry about it.
Yeah.
Everybody makes mistakes. You're one of the fucking best in this business.
He is. He's the best in the world.
Like you're a bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
So like, do not worry about this, man."
I saw that after the fight that he was people. You know, they always do their post-fight interviews and everything, and people asked him about it, obviously, and he was like, "Shit happens." Like he's just so. Like, he's one of the most game dudes. He's just such.
Right.
He's such a fighter. You know what I
Right.
mean? Yeah, he's
But-
awesome.
but like even
That's awesome for
but
him to
even
do that
people
right
who
away
are
like that.
game who love like being aren't as sportsmanlike as that, you know. And that was just like a fucking really class act, and I wanted to call out Robbie Lawler.
Yeah,
for
Robbie
that.
Lawler's dope.
Is dope. Oh, another thing. So I've been watching some UFC shit, like some Joe Rogan shit, some Israel Adesanya highlights and stuff.
Yo, that boy good.
Dude, oh my god.
That boy good.
Oh my god. If anyone fucking loves the art of striking, fucking watch some Israel Adesanya kickboxing
The last
highlights.
style
Oh my
bender.
fucking god. Do you know he's New Zealand? He's from New
Yeah.
Zealand? I didn't know that.
Yo, why do you think it'd be so hype when him and Robert Whitaker fight?
Because like I thought that because he doesn't have an accent, right?
No, I think he was born there and lived here, but I'm not positive. Like Ben Simmons style almost.
Okay,
Like
that would make sense.
yeah. I'm not positive, but I think that.
Like I thought that he grew up in New York or something. Like that was in my brain for some reason. But maybe his first fight was in New York.
Yeah,
The first
something
or
like
the
that,
first
maybe.
fight that I saw him in.
Which was his last fight
Before this. Yeah. Oh, dude, he's so fucking. Anybody that loves the art of striking, look up fucking Israel's on a.
Okay, he's Nigerian born in
New Zealand.
Then lived in New Zealand.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
But he doesn't have a accent.
No. The Last Stylebender is a top tier nickname too.
So like,
Dude,
that's one thing I
bring him to
wanted to
work.
talk about. Like his fucking personality is amazing.
Yeah.
Dog, there was a fucking clip on YouTube of him fucking knocking this dude out, or presumably out, right? Knocking this guy down, and they give this guy fucking 10 seconds to stand up, right?
Yep. Because kickboxing rules.
Yeah. Fucking like the first time that he knocks him down, Israel Adesanya goes to the corner because like it's like a traditional boxing ring, right? He goes to the corner and lays across the ropes like he's taking a nap. It was fucking gangster, right?
Yeah.
But the guy gets up and you're like, oh shit, he's not out, right? Israel Adesanya gets back into the fight, right? Knocks him cold within like 3 seconds.
Dude.
I was like, oh my god.
That dude was trying to have his Rocky moment, and Adesanya was like, "Nah, dog,
Schooled him.
nah, this is over,
Fucking
homie."
schooled him, dude. He's got such a good personality too. Like on top of,
Yo, he's one of those dudes where, like, when I saw him when he was really young, like he's still really young, but like in one of his first fights, I was like, it's the same reaction I had when I first saw Francis Ngannou, where I was like, that dude's gonna win a belt one day.
Right.
It's just, he's so good.
yeah. I went back and actually watched the Anderson Silva Israel Adesanya fight.
Oh, you finally saw it? It was
Yeah.
awesome.
The end of that first round is so fucking cool because you
Yeah.
have Anderson Silva doing his like traditional fucking hand movement shit, and then Israel Adesanya fucking at the very end of the round.
He does that thing.
Does the fucking Matrix
Yeah.
kung fu shit. It was so cool.
Yeah, it's great.
was
And
really
you could really feel the respect during that fight,
Yeah.
like from Israel. He was like, "This is my idol." It was like, I don't know. It was like if one of the kid quarterbacks in the NFL was like playing against Tom Brady, because Tom Brady's that old that they grew up watching him. like Jared Goff or something,
Have
like the
you-
Super Bowl.
Have you like seen anything from Israel as far as like why he's his idol? Like,
Not
so
specifically.
so the thing that like blew him away when watching Anderson Silva was like, oh, like who's this skinny black dude beating up people? Because like he kind of
He
had it
felt
in his brain that you had to
looks
be
like
a
me, yeah.
yeah. But like he kind of had it in his brain that like
You
if
had to
you
be
were
huge. You had to look like Rampage or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was like, who's this skinny black dude kicking ass, you know? And I thought that was like really cool. It was
Yeah,
like
interesting.
it was like a Beastie Boys Eminem moment, you know, like Eminem always talks about how if the Beastie Boys didn't exist, he wouldn't have started making rap.
Yo, I mean, those are the reasons why like diversity and representation is important.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot, especially like older white people. I feel like you'll be like, they're trying to do something different, and they'll be like, ugh, they're just making that choice to be diverse. Like you hear like comic book nerds talk about it a lot with like the casting of a character or something.
Right.
They get really mad about it. It's like, but if you can't empathize and understand why those things are important, I think you need to take a step back and sort of retool your thinking and understand why diversity and representation is important, because then you can inspire the next generation, the next people up to bring a new dimension to a sport, culture, anything. I think that's important.
And yeah, also if you're a white person, like you've never had to go through that.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
you know,
So you have to actually like put yourself in someone else's shoes to think about it.
Yeah.
I guess unless like the only thing you ever watched growing up was like Fresh Prince and the Cosby Show and stuff like that, and you're like, yo, there's just a bunch of well-off African Americans. Where's all the people that look like me?
like just you never saw like 90%.
99% of the things that exist. That'd be wild. You just watched Urkel and shit.
Yeah, fucking yeah. You know another thing that I realized when I was fucking watching all these like YouTube videos on the UFC and shit.
What?
Like I'm never gonna feel bad about pronouncing someone's name.
Yeah,
wrong,
it's
dude.
hard, man.
Well, no, dude, dog.
Murray Sharipov.
Okay, that is just difficult in itself, right?
Nailed it.
But Joe Rogan.
Oh yeah, he writes things phonetically.
That's fine. Yeah, he writes things phonetically.
idea.
You know, in order. But, fucking, in one of the first fights that he did that interviews, because he didn't start off commentating.
Yeah.
He just did post-fight interviews. And his first post-fight interview, or one of the first fights he did, he was doing post-fight
Young
interviews.
Joe Rogan.
Super young.
Hair Joe Rogan.
Has hair Joe Rogan,
Yeah.
right? Fucking called Vitor Belfort. Victor
Oh.
Belfort.
That's like people
And he
calling
did it
you.
multiple
That's like people
times.
calling you Chris Scott.
Yeah. But did it like 5 times throughout that interview,
Oh my
and then
God.
did it in like in events after that
Oh
too.
my God.
And he also like he called Chuck Liddell Chuck Liddell. Like I was
Weird.
like, damn.
You scrub?
Well, no. I was like, that makes me feel better.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, like fucking that
Yeah, man.
I mispronounced.
Listen, I never-
Helen Maroulis.
I
you
never
know?
feel bad about not knowing how to pronounce something from the way it's written. One, if you're reading something in English, the English language is stupid. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Two, if you're reading like someone's name, you don't know what the base root of that name is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like if you say Victor instead of Vitor, you're just being a dummy. But like, you know, last names and shit. Yeah. I'm not. Once you correct me, I'll say it right. Like Reese's Pieces.
You know someone with that last name?
No, I'm talking about words in general.
I know someone with that last name.
No, you don't.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, did you see Junior knocked out Derek Lewis last night?
Oh, really?
That's 3 knockouts
Yeah,
in a row for Junior.
I wasn't.
Since his return from his suspension.
Yeah, I wasn't able to watch any of those.
A lot of people are thinking they're gonna, because this was supposed to happen like 2 years ago or a year and a half ago.
Right.
People think they're gonna line up Junior and Ngannou for like a title eliminator fight.
That'd be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Junior can wrestle, right?
Yes.
Is he going to wrestle?
Nah,
Against Francis?
they're gonna slug, dog. You know it.
Hey.
I mean, he didn't wrestle Derek Lewis at all.
Yeah, but Derek Lewis is like known for being a wrestler, right?
That's
Like,
true.
like if I were Junior Dos Santos, I'm striking with
That's
Derek
true.
Lewis.
Yeah, but
But Francis
problem,
Ngannou is like the one person you don't want to
the
strike
thing that
with.
Derek Lewis is most for is his knockout power.
Derek Lewis?
Yeah, for sure. And his ability to do it even late in fights when he's exhausted.
Yeah,
he's
but
finished dudes.
okay, so he has knockout power, right? But
Yeah,
like,
huge knockout power. He's not like a...
yeah, maybe he should take him down.
Yeah,
for
tire him
sure.
out. Yeah. He's not like I wouldn't say a polished striker, but he'll fucking
You have to
wreck
heat up
you.
them balls, dog. That's how you defeat Derek Lewis.
Yo.
That's his kryptonite.
No, he won that fight.
Yeah, I know, but he like you have to. His balls weren't hot enough.
Yeah, that's
You know,
true.
he
You
was
gotta
able to knock him out.
Supernova.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yo, I like Derek Lewis. Like, I don't like. He's the kind of fighter where you're like, I don't think he'll ever win a belt. And he had his shot last year. He lost. But like, he's just such a fun dude.
Yeah.
He's great,
Yeah. Great personality.
and he gets so tired. He almost makes he's very relatable, you know? When you see him in the 3rd, 4th round and you're like, that dude's gassed, but he's still fighting really hard. You really respect it. You got more sports stuff?
Yeah.
You still throwing at me?
I don't really have anything else as far as sports.
All right, let's talk about a couple other things then. Hold on.
Oh, you do have.
I told
stuff.
you I did some
You do have
shit.
stuff.
I don't know if you wanted to talk about the Lakers at all. I put Lakers
like
question
everybody's
mark.
been talking about
That's
the
what I'm
Lakers.
saying. It's like everybody's talking about it. And
Yeah.
my thing is like there's been way too much overreaction in the direction of this is LeBron's fault or this changes LeBron's legacy. And I'm like, no, he missed 18. Like if he wasn't hurt
They
for
would've
a
made the
quarter
playoffs.
of the season, they'd be fine. It's that, and that's the end of the story for me.
Right.
Like we all knew this was a bad team that he was moving to. We all knew that the offseason moves they made once they got him were bad.
Right.
And now we all when he missed 18 games, that was a kiss of death. Like it's being overreacted to, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well,
So-
and just overly talked about. Like,
Well, yeah,
all
it's
of the-
because
I scrolled through the podcast.
It's because it's the perfect storm. It's Los Angeles meets LeBron, so it's going to be all over all networks. Yeah. But I don't know if you saw this, but Antonio Brown finally got traded last night.
Yes, I did see that.
Because
To
when
the
we saw Captain
Oakland
Marvel,
Raiders.
when we saw Captain Marvel the other night, there was a report that he was being traded to the Bills.
Right.
Which there was a hysterical joke. I think it was on Reddit or Twitter or something. Somebody was like, "That's like the Steelers are sending him to the wall in Game of Thrones." I was like, "That's funny." But apparently, when he found out about that Bills trade, it was like lined up. They were ready to go, and he was like, he leaked out some information where he was like, if I don't get traded somewhere or I want to play, I'll just sit out. I'll just do that shit. He was like, I don't need football.
Is he going like full?
He was
bad
like,
guy?
I have a blonde mustache. I don't need football.
Is he just going like?
Oh yeah, he's gone full heel turn. He's
Yeah.
an asshole.
Right.
Which is kind of weird because he's always worked really hard to project an image about himself as being like this really hardworking and happy, fun-loving guy. Always has a big smile,
Right.
Stuff like that. But like in the last like year or two, there've been a lot of like little reports about his personal life and him being like a really shitty person, like really weird family situation with his kids and different baby mamas and like weird personal life stuff. But I don't know how much of it's true or how much of it is speculation and how much of it was good or bad reporting. But like some troublesome things like stuff.
Well, like prior teammates, right? Like there was.
And stuff with like he has like favoritism with kids with certain mothers and ignores other kids. It's very weird.
Okay.
But he's a fucking damn good football player. He's one of, if not the best wide receiver in the NFL.
He's going to be paid as such.
Now. So basically what ended up happening is he got traded to the Raiders for only a 3rd and 5th round pick. That's the Raiders did good. But they're going to pay him $50 million. $34 million guaranteed, I think, over the next 3 years. His contract was 3 more years, but no guaranteed money, just roster bonuses. And they upped the guaranteed money and the total money, and that boy gonna be even more rich. He's 31 though.
Did he go away with his blonde mustache?
No, he still got that thing, dude.
He's still wearing.
He's still in full on Mr. Big Chest mode.
Yikes!
Yeah, I don't like it.
It terrifies me.
Here's the thing that's interesting. He's really excited about it. Going to the Raiders. The Raiders suck.
Oh, I thought you were.
The Raiders
He's
sucked
really
last
excited
year.
about his blonde mustache.
No, that's apparent. I mean, he must be excited about that too.
You would have to
have it. Yeah.
You can't just like it. You
Yeah.
can't like even like just prefer it. You know, because
No, it's crazy. It's completely nuts.
There's a glass ceiling there as far as like making that step.
Yeah.
Crossing the Rubicon
Yeah.
of the blonde mustache.
No, but like the Lakers were bad last year, and they're like a team in mini turmoil. Like people are like, what is John Gruden doing? Like, who knows what his plan is? Does he want any of the players on his team or not? And he's under that crazy 10-year deal and stuff like that, which is bonkers in and of itself. But
Oakland sucks, right?
Oakland is a very fine city, sir.
No, I mean the fucking team.
Yes, they were good like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Right.
They were good for like a little 2 to 3 year window. They were pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I'm saying. Like in terms of recent history, like the last 10 years, Oakland is where people go to die. That's Jerry Rice ended up there.
Oh, okay.
Like it's where Marshawn Lynch is right now. Like that's where people go. That was the joke. It was like if you get signed by the Raiders, it's your last stint. You're going to play for like 2 more years and you're done. And you're going to be bad while you're there. So I think it's interesting that he's like so hype about being on a team that isn't that good, playing for a coach who may or may not be not able to keep up with the modern era of football, and for being in the black hole. In the bad, it's the black hole is like a cool name for their stadium,
Right.
but it's also like the black hole of.
Is that actually what it's called?
Yeah.
The black hole?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's cool. Plus, they were just going through all that stuff with like not even knowing where they were going to play this season.
Why don't they change their name to the Spaceman?
Because that's a bad name.
No, the astronaut.
No, that's not a good name. Astronauts?
No, maybe not plural.
Astronaut?
Just
the Oakland astronaut? That's weird.
They all together form one astronaut.
What are they, Voltron? The Browns need to change their name. That's such a bad name. No hate to you, Browns fans. I have a lot of respect for you if you're a real Browns fan. If you didn't hop on the bandwagon in the last year,
Right.
I have a lot of respect for you because the Browns are just fucking god awful. But the team name sucks. It's literally named after the dude who founded the team. His name was Brown. His last name. He was like, "Oh yeah, we're just gonna name them after me." That's some arrogant shit.
Yeah. I mean,
And then he was like, "Yeah, no logo." They tried a little elf boy for a little bit.
it's kind of easy when your name is like Brown, though. You know, like it.
Sure, I
Like
guess.
if his last name was like Cooks.
The Cleveland Cucks.
I doubt they would have done that.
Yeah. Or the University of Florida president fucks, but it's FUCHS.
Wait, what? Who?
Yeah, I think it's Fuke or something, like the way you pronounce it is like Fuke or something.
Who
like
is
that.
this?
The University of Florida president.
Oh,
Like our friend's boss's
how is
boss's
it spelled?
boss.
FUC what?
FUCHS. Fucks. Yeah. Let's talk about not sports.
Okay, all right. So I have a philosophical topic for you.
What are you, some kind of philosopher?
No, but I am a pseudo-intellectual.
Bro, you can't do that mid tea sip.
Fucking. Do you know anyone that is evil?
Evil?
Yeah. Do you know anyone that you would consider evil?
I don't know. I feel like evil's like pushing it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like is Mark Zuckerberg evil?
I mean,
Where's the line? No, I know you mean
Yeah.
personally, but I can't think of anyone off the top of my head personally that I think is evil. Yeah, I don't know. Because, like, where's the line between just being, like, a greedy asshole and being evil?
So, I mean, this is something that I was thinking about at work, or not at work, while I was driving home from, like, one of my shoots. But I was thinking about a conversation that I had with someone from our high school. And I won't say their name. But this person said, this is a person that I was friends with, said that they took a cat one time and put it on a grill
What?
and put like a cover over it.
What?
And afterward, in the moment, I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
That's
like, you're a fucking
That's
weirdo.
nuts.
You're a weirdo, right? And like since then, I was like, oh, is that person like? I've always thought of them as like a good person. I like I was like, they're just like talking crazy, you know, like they're not. And then I was like, what it like? I don't know. I feel like the idea of evil is like really easy to manifest in your mind as something that's other. You know, it's not something that like, for whatever reason, like whatever we're similar to, whatever we're friends with, whatever we're familiar with, we are hard. It's hard for us to perceive those things as evil. Mm-hmm. That's why like it's hard to examine our own actions or our friends or our family. And it's hard to be like, oh, well, you know, they're exactly, you know, what I'm trying to fight against or whatever, you know, like, so like if your grandpa's racist, you know, or like your friend does really psychotic shit,
like putting a cat on a grill,
right?
Isn't that like an early stage sign of like being a psychopath?
Yeah, being a psychopath,
like kids that will like hurt and torture animals. Mm-hmm. That's messed up, though.
Yeah, it was really fucked up. But like, it was something that when it happened in high school, I remember like it just like flashed into my brain, and I was like, that is like seriously fucked up. Mm-hmm. Seriously fucked up.
That's a cat. That's not even like one of those like scrub animals either.
True. Scrub animals?
Yeah, scrub animals. Like, you know how some kids like burn ants with magnifying glasses and shit?
Oh, okay. So yeah. like an insect, like a
yeah, dude, those little bitches.
They're kind of like higher, like or lower on the hierarchy.
Yeah,
I can get what you're saying there. But yeah, so it kind of like led to this two-pronged thing. And it's the first prong is sort of like a pro, I would say, right? And this is kind of closely related to something that I heard about in a podcast, and it was on Russell Brand's podcast called Under the Skin.
Russell Brand's an interesting dude.
Russell Brand's fucking fascinating.
Yeah.
But he has a podcast called Under the Skin where he, it's basically just conversations with really interesting people. Mm-hmm. But
this is post drugs, Russell Brand?
Yeah. This is like his current
his
podcast.
Like clean life initiative.
Yeah, this is
for
like,
himself.
Yeah, this is his current podcast.
He's fascinating.
But in number 52 of Under the Skin, he brought on someone named Dia Khan. The episode is called "How Loving Extremists Will Defeat Hate." But Dia Khan is a Norwegian-born documentary filmmaker. And she is of Middle Eastern descent. Mm-hmm. I think her dad is Pakistani.
Okay.
And her mom is Afghan. But yeah, she's a documentary filmmaker, but she's kind of obsessed with the idea of connecting with extremist groups. And she talked in this podcast about how she basically filmed a documentary where she like spent a day with white supremacists, you know, and she is.
Wait a minute. This is different than the Variety girl. This is a different person, right? It's not the girl from the Variety, or not Variety. What's the video of the Charlottesville?
Vice.
Yeah, that's a different person.
Yeah, it's not Vice. No, because she's. She looks Middle Eastern.
Yeah.
But she spent a day with a white supremacist, and I'm pretty sure like they went to she went on a rally with these people, rode around in a van with this person, but her entire mission was to not she wasn't doing it like a journalistic piece on you know his views of race, religion, and politics, whatever. She spent the entire day literally trying to connect with him. She believes that the extremist mentality is like it's like a window of being that you kind of just pass through, that you don't just like, you're not just an extremist, like you're not, you know, a KKK member. That's not like all that encompasses.
Well, it's like an incubator effect, right? Like you are defined by your experiences growing up. So if you have parents who are racist, or if you live in a community where there isn't much diversity and a lot of the people there are right, and then you just think that's the way things are.
Right.
And then when you're exposed to other people, I feel like there's a lot of examples of that where individuals are like, they're like, oh, I realized how wrong I was, and how what I had learned and what I thought was right was wrong.
Well, I mean, that's one thing that she brought up was that amongst a lot of different extremist groups. You kind of see a lot of the same patterns, with whether they're KKK members, white supremacists, extremist Muslims. They are usually predominantly males.
Yeah, makes sense.
That lack a sense of brotherhood and a sense of camaraderie.
Okay.
And
that gives it to them?
well, yeah, and exactly.
That's interesting.
And the entire podcast is fascinating. I would definitely recommend it. Fucking fascinatingly intelligent woman. But she was talking about how, this is sort of a phase that you just move through, and basically the way that you fight it is not by combating their ideas as much as connecting with them. Because she spent the entire day with this person who was a white supremacist. I'm not sure who it was. I forgot. But she said that she spent the entire day with this person. And at the end of the day, she talked to him about his views on basically, creating a white America, and pushing Muslims and black people out of America and creating I forgot what
some wild shit.
What they call it. They call it like
white America.
It's not. I don't think they call it white America. There's like a specific word that they use that I'm pretty sure that they said in Black Klansman. But
so something about Aryan something.
No, I don't think. But whatever.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad we don't know.
Yeah. But she was like, so do you still believe in this thing? Because she was like, would you say that I'm your friend? And this guy, this white supremacist, was like, yeah, I would say that you're my friend now. Like it is kind of strange to me. And she was like, do you still believe in the same things? Because if I'm your friend, if I'm your friend, you'd be pushing your friend out of this country. And he was like, I kind of have to. I don't.
Yeah, good for that dude.
And he was like, yeah, he was like, I don't know. But basically, like it kind of the entire
rocked
podcast
his world, dude. His foundations were changed, like the way he thinks.
Well, at least the foundation was starting to change. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say that the foundation was changed.
Somebody chipped something in it.
Exactly. Yeah. Like there was, but her entire perspective, which is like something that's so very anti
2019.
Yeah, was the fact that like in order to get through to these people, that you have to connect with them, especially if you're of some type of ethnic background that they are not familiar with.
Yeah.
Because the problem with their philosophies is that they've never met anybody like that before, and they've never seen them as human beings and had conversations with them and built friendships with them.
And they fear things they don't understand.
Which, like, I mean, I was fascinated by her fucking her courage to do this, because like
that's hardcore.
I mean, like before even getting into that situation, like she was constantly sending emails to these people in order to do this documentary and to have this meeting and spend time with these people. And obviously, they see a picture of this woman, they look her up online. They're not going to want to spend time with her. Yeah. So, I mean, she was diligent, just constantly sending emails, calls, whatever. In order to meet these people and spend some time. So, like, and she was talking about the fear that she had of spending time, being around obviously, if you're a woman with Middle Eastern descent. Yeah. It's going to be hard. Being around a group of white supremacists,
and it could be dangerous.
Absolutely,
very dangerous.
Absolutely, and so I was fascinated by her courage and her diligence in pursuing that. Yeah. In order to put that out there, in order to put that idea out there.
Dia Khan, you said her name was?
Yeah, Dia Khan, Deeyah, and Khan like Genghis Khan, Khan.
That's the Khan you shout out.
Or Khan from
the guy who, like, what is it? We're supposed to be like 70%.
Is that how you spell Khan in Star Trek?
I don't know. Khan. I don't know.
I don't know Star Trek.
Aren't like 70% of people potentially like related to Genghis Khan?
Yeah.
That's so crazy. That's nuts. I can't even. That's so crazy.
Yeah. This guy fucks. Or I guess, I mean,
Fucked.
Let's be realistic. He probably rapes. Like that's
Now it's just sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's messed up.
Okay, so that was the first prong of that sort
Evil
of
thing.
well, of similarity, sort of breeding out evil, right? Like it's hard for a group of people to be manifested as monsters if you connect with them.
Yeah.
Right. But so that, like that's like sort of a pro to that idea, but the other pro is that like that it will stifle your objectivity and realizing your own evil behaviors and your own fucked up habits that you might have. You know, like your friend might be a racist, you know, or you might have your own racism, like even if you don't consider yourself a racist. But like it's, I don't know, like the familiarity, like keeping you from objective examination of yourself, of the people that you know and love, whatever. For whatever reason, I feel like it's usually like politeness. I don't know if like that makes sense at all. But like fucking like there's such a, especially if you're on new people, it's hard to call them out. It's hard to be confrontational.
Yeah.
Even on the most base level, you just want things to be even. You want everything to be
smooth.
Yeah. I don't know. I just wanted to bring that up.
It's interesting. That lady sounds dope.
Yeah, she's fucking fascinating.
Nice. Keep it going. This is your show now, dude. Keep it going. Yeah, this is all
we're only
you.
40 minutes in, dude.
Yeah.
This is tough.
Yeah.
Hats off to you, dude.
You're not even wearing a hat.
Beating's off to you. Well,
that's an empty compliment. You're not even wearing one. You don't care about me.
Yeah, I don't really have anything else other than a shout out.
Oh, so that was your lots of stuff? Yo, what do you think about this? You know your boy Brian K. Vaughan? Your boy, writer of Why the Last Man?
Oh fuck, I feel like I heard this news, but I forgot what it was.
He's writing a Gundam show.
Oh, yeah.
How cool is that?
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty tight.
I was never like I never really got into Gundam.
Live action Gundam. Gundam was like one of the few animes I watched when I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah. Dragon Ball Z, Gundam, Zoids count?
Yeah, I would consider Zoids an anime, right?
Well, I mean, if Pokemon's an anime, then Zoids is an anime.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I watch like Pokemon and Digimon, but those are like animes for American kids.
Is Digimon an anime? Though?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
Is it like of the same? When I imagine Digimon,
well, I'm pretty sure I might piss off some nerd somewhere, but I'm pretty sure the overarching definition of an anime is just a Japanese cartoon.
Okay.
Now there's like what we think of as anime, which is a little bit more specific than that. But yeah, Digimon is definitely.
I thought Digimon was American. No. I'd never watched Digimon growing up.
Dude, I fucking loved Digimon.
Shows you how much.
Digimon. Yeah, dude. But yeah, Gundam show. Gundam's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And like in live action, it could be super cool. Or it was probably a movie, not a show. I feel like it's not a show. That'd be a really expensive.
Wait, it's a live action Gundam movie?
Hold on.
Not like an animated
movie.
show?
Live action Gundam movie. So like Pacific Rim, but different.
I'm interested in anything Brian K. Vaughan does.
Yeah. That guy is...
I got to finish Saga, dude.
Talented. You started it? Oh, that's right. You said that last week, right?
Yeah, I think I'm a couple volumes in.
I've heard very good things about Saga.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. I like, especially if you like Brian K. Vaughan's writing.
Yeah.
Like
the little article I saw that was talking about the Gundam thing said the writer of Why the Last Man and Ex Machina, and I was like, huh? but it's a comic.
Comic
It's
Ex
completely
Machina,
different.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like I had to Google it. I was like,
Yeah, it's about like politics and
I was
shit.
like, no, I'm like 99% sure that
That Alex Garland.
Alex Garland's Ex Machina is not based off of a comic
no,
book.
no, no.
And it's not.
If it was though, I wouldn't be surprised.
No, it's
Like,
that
if we
like
found
the
out.
imagination of it is
Mhm.
has that sort of potential vibe to it.
I would like the only reason I would say that it wouldn't be is like it's so restricted. You know, like I feel
Yeah,
like if
that's
you were
true.
writing a comic book, you're like, yo,
You could do so much more.
we're like we're just drawing here. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't all have to take place in this fun. There's this one fucking house. In real life, it's a hotel, but
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, that's a hotel?
yeah, it's a hotel in real life. Like I think that they shot in 3 different locations. Like
Okay.
a lot of the exterior
Yo,
shots are.
that's a dope ass hotel.
I think a lot of the exterior shots are in like Switzerland or some shit.
Okay.
Like all
Okay.
those mountains and waterfalls
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff. But yeah, like one part is the hotel. Like I'm pretty sure that's like where the main like living room is. I'm pretty sure that's a hotel, and then a lot of the stuff is done in a studio.
Okay. That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
Mm-hmm.
How many have you ever watched the director's commentary of Ex Machina? Does it exist?
I don't.
I feel like that's something that you would have done.
It's something I would have done, but I have never done it. I'm not sure if it exists.
Okay. All right. Hey, remember when I kept telling you that Captain Marvel was going to make a bunch of money?
Yeah, of course it does.
Historic $153 million opening in U.S. 455 global. Whew.
Mm.
Woo! The tentpole's global launch reps the biggest ever for a female-fronted film, eclipsing Beauty and the Beast. Emma Watson's
Oh,
Beauty and the Beast.
damn! So any female.
Yep.
Huh. That's crazy.
357 million, as well as the second largest for any superhero pick behind Avengers Infinity War. Whoa. That's worldwide. That's crazy. Overall, it's the 6th best worldwide bow of all time. That's amazing.
Did you see any
Killing
of the videos of Brie Larson showing up to
Yo,
like,
that was so
movie
cool.
theaters and stuff?
Yeah, she just rolled up in that dope like Captain Marvel outfit.
It's like
a sweatsuit. She's like rolling around in a Captain Marvel sweatsuit with like a cup with her on it, and she's like, "Yo, what up?" Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, and she was like serving popcorn or something too, right? Like,
Dude,
she was
like-
she was at working the concession.
It's
stand.
kind of weird because like I've always seen stuff like people doing things on
Mhm.
Twitter like that could have just as easily been the movie theater we went to. Like that's so weird.
right.
I was like, yo, I wonder where that was. Like how far
Right.
away from us was that?
Yeah,
It's very very strange.
yeah, that would have been crazy. How so? Do you confuse Brie Larson with Alison Brie at all?
No,
Like the names?
no.
I'm not saying like the people. I'm saying like just like for a second you're like, oh, that's Alison Brie. No, fuck, that's Brie Larson. Damn it.
No.
You didn't, that's never happened to you.
Maybe like when I first
I
learned
guess-
who they were. Maybe like when I first learned who they were.
I guess I'm the only one.
What? She didn't say that. I get why it happened. It makes sense. Brie. They share a name. You could do the joke, the Allison Brie Larson joke. Make them one person. Dragon Ball Z fusion dance them. Stop thinking about that. Can see it in your eyes. We'll talk more about Captain Marvel on our spoiler list this week, but yeah, it's just that's a lot of money.
That's a stupid amount
Yeah.
of money.
I wonder
Jesus.
what the that's almost as much money as Critical Role's making. No, it's way more. It's way more money. That's still dope though. I'm hype about that shit. That Critical Role Kickstarter. They're up to.
So, yeah, they're doing a show, right? An animated.
So
show.
okay. Oh, we haven't. We're doing a podcast. We've talked about this, but no. So Critical Role did a Kickstarter that started on Monday. Today is Sunday, so 6 days ago. They did a Kickstarter to fund an animated special, is what they were calling it. They recently went independent. They're their own studio now. They moved all of their Twitch stuff off of Geek and Sundries, which is owned by Legendary. So they moved off of Geek and Sundry and Legendary, and they're doing everything themselves. They're completely private. All their streams, all their own shows that they make, everything is on their own channel now. Part of that was the freedom to kind of stick their hands in different honeypots. And one of the things they really have wanted to do for a long time is make an animated version of their show. Because they are all voice actors who work in animation. It's something they're really passionate about. apparently they went around Hollywood and they tried to pitch the show to a bunch of companies, and some were like, we're interested, but like at this budget. They wanted to do like their one thing, they were like, we want to make a very high quality thing. So they were like, we want to do top notch animation and writing and everything. And a lot of the companies were like, we don't the idea could be good, but the budget is too much kind of thing. Like the companies were like, what's Dungeons and Dragons? Like, how do you make that a thing? And they're like, no, you don't get it, homie. Like people were like, so you're going to stream the show? They're like, no, our show streams on Twitch and we're going to make an animated version of the events. And they're like, I don't get it.
Right.
Anyway, they went to the Kickstarter and they set their goal was $750,000 to make one 22-minute animated special. They made $750,000 in probably 10 minutes.
Wait, so they originally set out to have a Kickstarter to basically make a pilot.
Yeah.
Right.
No, not even like a one shot, like one thing.
Oh, okay.
A standalone story.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think their hopes were that if it was good enough, it could lead to them being able to make like a series. Yeah.
Like a backdoor.
Kind of like a backdoor pilot, kind of, yeah. And the story they're going to tell is it's like independent of the stream. It's not something they ever streamed in their game or happened in their home game. It's just a unique story that they're writing for the special. Anyway, they ended up making $3 million, I think, by the end of the first day. Something like that. Stupid amount of money. Way more money than they expected. They made so much money in the first day that they made more money than their stretch goals they had planned for their Kickstarter.
Really?
Yeah, so it's I don't know if you've ever done anything with Kickstarter, if you have a lot of exposure to it.
Not really.
Like you obviously know what it is,
yeah.
But it's like they did a 45-day campaign, and the way they were planning on doing it was like, well, when we get close to $1.5 million or whatever, we'll be like, all right, here's our next stretch goal. It's going to be this one, and they would tell you like the rewards for it and stuff like that. And they were like, they had them up to I think $3 million planned for the whole 45 days,
right?
And that happened in one day. And
Jesus.
they were like, we're out of stretch goals,
right?
We're going to come up with more. We're going to like put our heads together and find more for you guys.
It's the best problem to have.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great problem to have. Yeah. So they basically were like, later in the week, they came out and they were like, all right, here's what we're doing now. It's like $1.25 million or something like $1.75 million. That's the next stretch goal. And it's basically like each stretch goal you reach will fund 2 more episodes.
Okay.
So now they're up to 8 episodes, I think.
Damn.
And they're going to straight up make a show.
Yeah.
They're like, we're making this a series. Yeah. We're going to do, they're stretching their original 1 episode idea into 2, I believe. They're going to make it 2 22-minute episodes. Okay. And then they're going to dive into stuff that we've already seen if you watch Critical Role on stream.
So they're like making like 2 episode one shot and then going into like a serialized story.
Actual story, of what we've seen. So they're going to do it's called the Briarwood arc. It's the villains were called the Briarwoods.
You talked about Critical Role on this.
One of my early shout outs, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you want to refresh people
of what Critical Role is? Critical Role is a bunch of voice actors who stream Dungeons and Dragons on Twitch. And they've been doing it for 4 years, I think. 4 hours a week, almost every single week. They maybe miss like maybe 3 or 4 weeks a year.
Right.
Play a lot of D&D on the internet.
Right.
And yeah, now they're doing their damn thing. They're making fucking bank on Kickstarter. They're up to I think 7 million right now. At this moment, that's a
fucking moolah.
Yeah, dude. They and their thing when they announced the new stretch goals, they were like, "Yo, basically, we're putting all the like instead of going quantity over quality, they're just putting all the money they make into upping the animation."
Right.
They're like, "We're gonna make like the best animation and animated show that we can imagine."
Right.
And they teamed with a company called Titmouse, which that's a funny name. Who made like The Legend of Korra.
Okay.
And a lot of other stuff. But like a really well-respected, really good agency. And it's kind of funny, the story. They were like, we met with a lot of animation companies when we were trying to set up the Kickstarter. Like, we went in and talked to them about pricing and, tried to figure out if it would be a good fit with us and everything. Because they're they're in charge of the creative aspect of everything. They're like, this is our show. We want to hire the writers we want. We're going to hire the actors that we want. Because they're voicing their own roles, obviously. But like Matt can't voice every other character, like because he's the DM.
Well, there's what are they NPCs?
NPCs, yeah,
They're still
non-player
NPCs
characters,
gotcha,
yeah. So he can't voice every NPC in the show. That would be silly.
Like you're also. I feel like he could, obviously.
Well, no, he could, but it wouldn't be as like.
But you're robbing yourself of an opportunity to bring
Exactly.
on guests, which would be.
Well, one, they've done that.
Why
with
do animated shows do that?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just another form
and they've
of
done it with
marketing.
guest players before, and they're going to bring those people on too. That's their plan. They're like, if there's guests, like if we get to an episode where we had a guest, we're going to have that guest play their character on the show. But yeah, he was like, and they know all the voice actors, so he was like, in his head, he was like, I have so many ideas for who can play the different characters that I played. Because like it'd be weird if he played like every woman, and like he was like, that would be weird if I played all these characters. It would also be a ton of work. That'd be so much work.
Yeah.
Besides being like the main storyteller of their platform. But yeah, it's gonna be hype. I think it comes out 2020, which is something weird. Like people don't understand when they back a Kickstarter. It's like. You're at the beginning stage. Like, it's not like when you're like, oh, there's a movie coming out. You know, you see a trailer. Oh, 6 months until the... No. You are at the beginning of they have to now make the thing. It takes at least a year and a half, 2 years to get things made. Like, I feel like there's this weird... The same thing happened when I backed Matt Colville's book for his... he made like a supplemental book to D&D with like his own rules for things, but it fits with the current edition of Dungeons & Dragons. And it was like this thing where people were like, where's the book, man? It's been like 6 months. Where's the book? Bro, he's got to write the book. He's got to write the book. You got to get art made. You got to play test your things in the book. If you're doing it for tabletop RPGs and stuff, you have to make sure that the rules are good and work and aren't broken. Like, it takes a long time to get stuff like that done. And it's just this weird thing that
shit fascinates me. Whenever
What?
you talk about that, whenever you talk about Matt Colville getting funding for a book, like
it's nuts. This dude went from being a random video game writer to raising $2.5 million to write a D&D book.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But I feel like because like my instant reaction to that is like, okay, well, like how can I do that? Like, could I ever do something like that? Like with if
build
I
up a
write
huge
book?
YouTube following that's very loyal and specific and interactive. They're very dedicated to what he does.
But I think predominantly what he is doing that isn't what we're doing is like it's a service,
Oh
like
yeah,
it's,
yeah.
you know.
This doesn't serve anyone. What are you? We're assholes.
This is kind of like a weak form of entertainment. I
Yeah.
guess.
Why are you listening? What are you doing here? No, but yeah, you're right. And he has like a very specific goal. He's like, I created my channel, one, because he loves D&D. He's been playing it since he was a teenager. He's been playing for like 30 years. And he wanted to show new dungeon masters that it's not hard. That's basically it. He was like, I want to show you that you can do this. And I'm going to give you tips and advice on how to do it. Yeah. And he has good quality, production quality. He has good audio, good video, all that kind of stuff. Good advice, really good advice. And he just did his thing and developed a huge following. Yeah. It's kind of like a weird cult following. Like the zealous nature in which people that love Matt Colville love him. They're like, yo, that's that boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is a river to his people is the line. It's a line from some old movie, but he says it a lot in his early videos. And like one of the things he does, if he quotes a movie, he'll very quickly put in a clip that he's quoting from and it's usually like a really old, weird movie. So he would be like, I'm a river to my people. And then he'll play that clip and then he'll just go back to talking. It's fun. Yeah. So he raised $2.5 million over 45 days and he started a company. So not only did he write his book, he made enough money to fund their D&D stream, which they're now doing. Started a company. They're launching another Kickstarter later this year for their second book. The first one was really successful. It's just like it's the magic of the modern world. Dude, Kickstarter is crazy. Like crowdfunding, and you see it not only in like cool creative endeavors, but you see it in like. It's like a sad thing to think about, but it's like people will be like, oh, the current best form of insurance is crowdfunding. When someone has an emergency, like, oh, our house burned down, my son has this horrible disease, we can't afford to pay, and people go on they do crowdfunding to pay for their hospital bills and stuff. It's really sad that that's what people have to resort to. Yeah, but it's also like very cool that can happen. You know what I mean? that people can come together and support each other like that. I think that's neat. You
I don't
look
know.
skeptical.
Well, no. I don't. Well, there are people that go overboard. I don't know if you. Like,
I'm sure it happens.
If you like have like any like tertiary friends on Facebook that like always have something out there that's like crowdfunding, like my dog is sick.
No.
Like my
no,
I got laid off from my job.
If we're
like they got like 3 different ones out there.
If we're being honest though, I did a very very deep purge of my Facebook probably like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
I don't have very many Facebook friends.
I went the
left.
opposite way. I had a bunch of friends.
Yeah,
so
I think I have
get
like
this podcast out there.
I think I have like 120 friends. I was like, get them all out. I don't care. I don't want to see your shit. Now I just don't really look at Facebook anymore. I basically am on Facebook for the Messenger app and because that's where we put this stuff.
Yeah,
that's basically it.
Yeah, I scroll through occasionally. I'm on the gram way more, but
the gram. I'm on Twitter.
The gram.
I'm on Twitter way more. The gram. The thing that bothers me about Instagram is that you can't look at things in order.
Is that still a thing?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, dude. I see like random the same pictures. Did they change it back?
I think so.
Oh, then good. Good for you, Instagram. Still, I don't really use it, but like I do, but not that much. I don't just sit and scroll through my Instagram.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they changed it back.
Good for you. No, it was stupid before that. It was just like random what showed up. That was dumb.
Yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with Instagram.
What's the? I know what the love part is. What's the hate part?
What do you think the love is?
Titties.
There's plenty of. I follow sports. I follow Orlando Magic.
Titties and dunking.
Fucking Markel Fultz has an Instagram, and fucking John Isaac puts out the message of God on Instagram. Don't you judge my
preacher
Instagram
man
following?
Titties and fillet. That's your Instagram experience.
Dog, I watched a video. So anybody who doesn't know who this dude is, so there's a huge thing on Instagram of people who are like tertiarily associated with basketball.
Yeah.
That have basketball comedy.
Yeah, it's very strange. It's like it's such a weird thing that exists now. It's like you are a sports commentator without being on a sports channel.
Exactly.
You're just your own. You're just funny.
Yeah.
And you put your opinions out there.
But there's like a few different. So Filet is
famous
one.
Los, isn't it?
No.
Oh, his name is Filet?
No. Well, I don't think his name is Filet, but his fucking handle is Filet with like a bunch of Y's.
Okay.
And then there's Famous Los, and then another one.
Dude,
is
Famous Los is like he was in the NBA Celebrity All-Star game.
Yeah.
Like he's legit. Like he has like traction.
But what's weird,
quote unquote analyst.
What's weird is that like how many different ways that people have sort of gotten into that realm and have utilized Instagram in a basketball sense in order to like have a really big following on Instagram.
Make that Instagram money, dog.
So there's guys like Tristan Jass, who's like a 19, 20-year-old kid.
Jass?
Yeah, Jass. Like ass, but with a J in front of it.
Like jazz with S's?
Yeah.
That's where our brains come from.
Tristan Jass. But he basically just does like really cool trick shots where he'll do like really cool dribble moves and then like double spin fucking layup shit.
So he just does like Kyrie shit.
Yeah, but it's like it's really fun, and you can tell that like he's just doing this like multiple times a day, like, but it's just really fun. I follow him on Instagram, and then you have guys like Famous Los who literally will just play highlights or funny things that happen in the NBA, little clips, and then it'll show him in his bathroom, like talking shit. That's all he's doing. He's talking shit, like and being funny.
Yeah.
But then there's someone like Filet, who So he has 2 things going for him, right? He is one really good at basketball, and he knows basketball really well. But 2, he's a really good singer. He has a great voice. But he will literally just take a highlight of Kyrie, right? Doing dribble moves or whatever, right? And he'll commentate on it, but he will sing, kind of talk over, but he'll just say the moves.
Yeah.
So, tween, cross, sham, skip through that lane, fillet. But he's way better at singing.
Skip through that lane.
Skip through that lane. Dude, watched a video of him just in his car, and he was literally just talking about him playing basketball earlier, but doing that. That was it. He wasn't saying real words. He was just like, this dude rushed me, right? This dude rushed me. Tween. Tween.
Is it between the legs?
Yeah, between the legs dribble. That's it. That's what that means.
I got it. I that wasn't even him saying it, and I picked it up.
Yeah. But then he was like, skip through that lane.
Filet.
Fucking,
That's funny.
It wasn't even like over a commentary of anything.
No,
like,
he's just
talking.
recapping his pickup game. That's funny.
Yeah, shit's really
Yeah, man, the
he
internet's
has like 1.2 million followers.
The internet's a wild place, dude.
He has 1 million followers.
He should do a crowdfunding campaign. I don't know what he would do.
Well, I mean, he does a lot of things. I'm like a majority of these guys have merchandise.
Oh, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Because like even like Famous Lowe's, like fucking Steph Curry wears his shit.
Yeah.
That's
neat.
Yeah, it's pretty dope, right?
That's neat.
Yeah.
Good for you, Famous Los.
Mm-hmm.
Is his name Carlos?
I don't know.
What are the names end in Los? Yep.
I have no idea, dude.
Didn't have anything for me. Not even a joke.
Well, I was gonna say Philosophilos. I was that. No idea, dude.
Nah. I guess you could probably have some kind of Greek name that ends in Los. Yeah.
Yorgalos.
Yorgalos? Maybe. I don't know. Paul, is that real?
Yeah, we need to text Paul Mamigakio, dude.
It come from the Greek word. Yo, you hear that the Marvel shows might come to a new platform?
Yeah, fucking FX or something, right?
Either FX or Hulu, apparently, because now Disney owns like 60% of Hulu. Because Fox owned 30% and they owned 30%. So now they own 60%. They're now the majority stakeholders in Hulu, which is weird because they're also starting their own streaming platform. So, like, what's their deal? Right? Not only are they going to take all their shit off of Netflix, they're going to be like, yo, we're attacking Netflix, is what they're going to do. It's interesting. But yeah, they might move that stuff to Hulu. Do it. Do it. I want Daredevil.
I watch more Hulu than I do Netflix.
Yeah, except for when like new things come out on Netflix. You know what I mean? Like when Stranger Things comes out, you'll be all in. You'll just be like, I'm diving in, watching all of it, and then I'll back out to the next thing comes.
But like I have a weird thing of like turning on Hulu at night. So
well,
like,
yeah, because you can watch like The Office or is The Office on Hulu?
Yeah,
it's on. I know it's on Netflix, but no, it's not on Hulu.
It is on Netflix.
But you can put it on like Parks and Rec. No, that's also Netflix.
No,
New Girl.
No, a lot of the like adult animated TV shows.
Oh yeah, they're
like,
all on there.
Like Rick and Morty, South Park.
Yeah.
Are the two biggest?
Yeah, they're
ones.
all on there. Futurama, I think, is all on there.
Yeah,
I think so.
I was never really into Futurama.
How
do you feel about Matt Groening stuff?
Who?
Matt Groening.
Who?
Yo, chill out. You're infuriating people out there. I can hear it. I can feel the.
Listen.
I can hear 1,000 voices crying out.
As much as I trump up for animation, and I love animation and I love cartoons, I'm not an adult cartoon fan. I don't like. The only one I really like is South Park.
Matt Groening made The Simpsons.
Oh, okay.
Futurama.
Heard.
Yeah.
Oh, he has the new Netflix show.
Yeah.
What is that called?
Enchantment.
No, it's Enchant something. Is it just Enchantment?
Yeah, I think it's
okay. Yeah,
Enchanted is the Anne Hathaway.
That's Anne Hathaway as a princess.
Yeah,
yeah.
Wait, is it Anne Hathaway or is it Isla Fisher?
Whoa. Wait, which one?
Ella Enchanted.
Ella
is
Enchanted is Anne Hathaway. Enchanted is Isla Fisher.
I'm glad we got.
Wow. Whoa. Woo. I'm sorry, Isla Fisher. That was rude of us. We overlooked you. We went straight to Anne Hathaway.
She was an Ella Enchanted. It's not that.
With what's his name? It's Taco Fries guy.
God damn, what is his name? Fucking Cyclops.
James
Marsden.
James Marsden.
James Marsden. We got there.
Yo, what if
it's nacho fries, right?
What if he became known as Nacho Fries? Like that's how people knew him. Not from like 30 Rock. With his great role in 30 Rock, not as Cyclops, just Nacho Fries guy. The dude doing a Matthew McConaughey bit, an Interstellar bit.
What?
He's doing the I'm going to space to.
I'm
going to another
what the
dimension.
Nacho Fries commercial is
Yeah.
what you're saying.
Yo, I have
it's
another
very
Matthew.
Interstellar.
I have another Interstellar thing, but talk about the Grainig thing you're gonna talk about, so we can move on from it.
Well, I was gonna say like fucking. I'm not really.
You don't really like those shows.
Yeah, and I tried getting.
Oh, so
into
now
The
you're gonna
Simpsons.
double down on infuriating all those people.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
only are you gonna they're mad at me for
I've
not
heard-
even knowing him, but now they're gonna be mad at you for not liking his
Look,
stuff.
I obviously respect them, but I don't like his shit. Yeah. Like I never really like. I've seen more Futurama than I have The Simpsons.
There's a lot of Simpsons, dude.
But definitely don't like. Roll your eyes at Matt Groening.
I didn't roll my eyes. I just said
you
who.
looked straight at me and you said, Matt Groening is the worst person in the world.
Literal audio evidence that I didn't say that.
You said it with your eyes.
No, I didn't. I just
Yeah.
said who. That's all I say with my eye. I didn't know who you were talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Okay,
I felt
so
it. I felt it
let me tell
across
you
the table.
Last night, I was driving home. I had a meeting at work before I had to work. So I was at work from like 8 a.m. to 6, and then I was super hungry. I went to Chili's and got some food. It was like 9 o'clock by the time I got home.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, I got it. I had music playing. I was like, I just want to get home. I just want to fucking chill out.
Yeah.
There's a dude parked. Like our lot is like leads right into the main road, right? Our little parking space. There was a dude parked
Like perpendicular to
Yeah.
your spot?
Yeah.
Fucking A, dude.
And like me being just like, I got this. I like tried to like get in there and squeeze and angle my way in.
Right.
And I didn't stop for a moment and give him a chance to move forward. I just went for it. I was like, fuck it. I'm going to dock it.
Right.
That was my
Yeah.
my mentality. I was like, I'm Matthew McConaughey. I'm going to dock it. And I went for it. And then I heard like a gunk. And I was like, oh, I just hit my rearview mirror on the pole.
Oh, no.
That is not what I did.
What'd you do?
I fucking was like on the wall. And then I kept going and I went, and I like grinded the front. There's like, if you go down and look, there's like a line in the wall where I like grinded the front left of my car.
Fuck.
And then that guy like got out of his car and he was like, man, I'm so sorry. Like, if you had just asked me to move, I would have moved. And I was like, oh, I know. I just was being an idiot.
Right.
And he was like, I feel so bad. I was like, no, dude, that is not your fault.
Yeah.
You were just chilling. I didn't give you an opportunity to move. I just went. I was like, it was my fault. And then
Right.
when I heard the noise, I said, fuck it. I just kept going.
Uh-huh.
I was just being dumb.
Fuck.
I was just being dumb. I didn't leave that man any ire or it's not his fault.
Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, I was like, that was like my thought. I was like, I'm going to dock it. I did not leave enough room to dock it.
See, through the book that I'm reading right now, what you just went through is called decision fatigue.
Oh, okay. I understand what that is by the name.
Yeah, decision
I'd
fatigue.
been making decisions all day, so by the time it was too late,
it
I
led
was
to
too
the
tired to
fucking
make
mentality.
the right decision.
It
Yeah.
led to the fucking mentality. You didn't pick
Okay.
the right decision. And
Interesting.
Like you had less patience in order
Yeah.
to
Oh, I certainly had no patience
Yeah.
left.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because in my mind, I was like, why is this dude here? Fuck it. I'm going to dock it.
Yo, dude, this book
Hey,
is
but
so
it's
good.
weird,
I
like-
can't wait until I finish it so I can like go full.
What are you going to
force.
tease this shit for a month?
Huh?
Read faster.
Dog, I have 2 weeks left.
It's
of my
been
due.
7 years you've been reading this book.
7 years. I've been reading. It's been 70 years since I've started reading Willpower.
Only got 100 years to read. Are we going to... So you used up all your vamping powers last week.
Vamping powers. What does that mean? What do you...
Vamping? Like making things go longer? Like
Oh, no, dude, I think
you got vamping in you? Because we're only at like an hour 10.
I-
Last week you pushed us from like an hour 40 to 2 hours or something
Yeah,
with your vamping.
yeah. Well, I mean,
I thought you said you got this, dog.
I didn't say I got this. I said, I got some stuff.
You said a lot of stuff.
I said I got more stuff than I normally do.
Were you able to watch anything this week? Or
Nah.
just YouTube videos
Actually,
of Markel
no.
Fultz and
Actually-
random UFC shit?
I saw
How much Markel Fultz shit did you watch?
a lot. I saw a lot of
Yeah.
Dude, it's so exciting. I'm still listening.
Can I just
riding
say?
that
Can I
wave
say
of
one
excitement.
thing to you?
What?
Don't Dark Knight Rises yourself.
Have my expectation. No, dude, here's the thing. Because I've talked about this on the podcast before about how if he, at best, is a rotation player.
Yeah.
Right. If he's Ken Burch, right? Which I think that very easily, if he never develops his shot, he
just
could very
just
easily
his passing and defense.
he could very easily still be a backup point guard
Yeah.
for us, right? He would be Jaren Grant, right?
He'd be better than Jaren Grant. Right?
Exactly. Like even at his
he's
floor,
a way better passer,
His floor, better dribbler, better
Yeah.
passer.
more length.
Fucking, I would think that he would be better.
More
defense-
athletic.
Yeah, more athletic.
Yeah.
Right. Like I don't see Jaren Grant fucking having any chase down blocks.
Yeah.
Markelle Fultz is going to do that shit. Even at like his floor is better than Jaren Grant, right? As long as he's that, I'm fucking proud of him.
Yeah, because you love him so much.
I do. I
You got
fucking
so
love him.
much love for him.
Dude, you know what's crazy? Dude, I fucking have, this is how nuts I am, dude. So he's in LA rehabbing. He's
Okay.
not in Orlando.
Do you have dreams of running into him?
At Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to say. There's no way he eats at that Chick-fil-A. The Chick-fil-A by us is an outdoor Chick-fil-A only. There's no way he eats there.
No, he would have.
He would go to an indoor
There's
Chick-fil-A.
a drive-through though.
That's true. There's a drive-through. He could do that.
That's how you do it if you're
If you're
a celebrity.
famous, yeah, you got to drive. See, I don't like that. I like going it. I have a process. I have a Chick-fil-A process, and it involves a refill.
Right.
I need to be there for my refill. I couldn't do it. If I ever get famous, I'm fucked. What are you doing over there, dog?
I'm trying to fucking get in the right spot here, and it's not working, man. Ugh.
Shifting.
We need a fucking carpet.
Yeah. I mean, based on our lease, we need a carpet, so that as well.
Word. So yeah, like I'm not like okay. Markelle needs to be, you know, our savior.
Yeah.
In order for fucking.
Do you think
me
it's
to
so?
be glad about that? I'm already happy that we got him.
You guys are in sort of a no man's land, as are the Heat, of being in a spot where you might pick anywhere as early as 5 and anywhere as late as 14. 15, 16 if you make the playoffs. 17, 18.
I feel like we're kind of out of the
five.
5.
Well,
I feel
well,
like,
no, it's if you're in the lottery, you got it. So 7.
Okay. So because the
Yeah,
lottery,
the way the rules work is you have like a.
They're different this year than they've been in previous years, right?
Yes, the bottom 3 teams all have the same chance at the number 1 pick now.
Yeah.
So super tanking is out the window, and I think everyone in the lottery has a little bit higher chance of moving up further.
Yeah.
something
So like the bottom
like
3
anyone in
teams
the
all have
lottery
a
has a little higher
14%.
chance. Yeah.
The bottom 3 teams all have a 14% chance of landing the number 1 pick.
Yeah, because the joke is always like for Knicks fans that like are convinced they're going to get Zion,
Right.
Because they're doing such a great job of tanking,
Right.
that there's like, what is it, like an 86% chance or whatever that they won't get Zion. But yeah,
There's also
do you think I was going to say? So you could end up anywhere between like let's say 7 and 16,
right.
if you make the playoffs or not.
Okay.
And let's say just for law of averages, you get like I don't know the 9th pick or something. Do you think it's reasonable to think of Markelle Fultz? Wait. Which pick did you trade for him? Was it this year's or a future pick? It was a future pick.
Oh, okay. So it was this year's Thunder pick that's heavily protected.
So you had
And
multiple
a second-round pick.
You had multiple ones this year.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you gave up one of them.
We gave up 1 first-round
The
pick,
Thunder
a second-round pick, and Jonathan Simmons.
Okay.
Right? So
And the Thunder pick will be later.
yeah, the Thunder pick is going to be at the end of the draft.
So you have your own.
And
pick.
if like somehow like they make the playoffs but get fucking knocked out in the first round, right?
Yeah.
Then that pick becomes 2 second-round picks.
Oh, nice.
Or becomes a second-round pick.
That's solid.
But it doesn't become a first-round pick.
That's solid.
That's why like when people are like, oh, they give a first-round pick, a second-round pick, and it's like, okay, it's not. This isn't a mid-round.
Yeah, it's not a
fucking
very good pick.
No.
So you pick like 10, we say.
Okay.
So you're gonna have a rookie. If it's up to you, it's Bull. But do you think it's reasonable?
I wouldn't even say that.
Do you think it's reasonable? You still on the Nasir Little train?
Yeah.
Is it reasonable to think about Markelle Fultz the way that the Heat approached thinking of Derek Jones Jr. this season and thinking like he is our rookie?
Yeah.
So like we didn't have a pick last year as part of the Goran Dragic trade from a long time ago. The Suns had it, or wherever it ended up. I don't know if it moved since the Suns, but basically the idea was like Derek Jones Jr. is 21 years old. This is a dude who used to be on the Suns G League team, and then when they cut him to make room for frickin' Mike Scott or somebody, we took him. We picked him up, put him in our G League system, which is a little bit more well thought of than the Suns development system, I would say. You know, we made Hassan Whiteside a lot of money. That's not true. Hassan worked really hard to get where he is, but the joke is, you know. But yeah, like the idea of thinking like Derrick Jones Jr. is essentially our rookie this year. And if you're thinking about it like that, fuck yeah, dude, Derrick Jones Jr. is awesome.
Yeah.
Like in the role he plays, he's great at it.
Yeah.
Hustle player, hugely athletic, really good offensive rebounder. Don't know why or how, but the dude's a freak on the offensive glass. And his shot has gotten a lot better this season.
Yeah, I'm not sure who brought it up, but like made me think of it this way. It's like if you look at the assets that Orlando gave up, it's basically like, if
You're drafting Markelle Fultz this year.
exactly, like you're drafting Markelle Fultz, but it's like with like a mid to late first round
Exactly.
pick. That's what what those assets would translate.
Which to me, like
if you're trading up to get like a 16 to 18 pick, that's probably what you would have to give up.
Yeah.
Right. Is like a heavily protected first round pick, a second, maybe Jonathan Simmons.
And it's like the Thunder pick, which will probably end up somewhere in the 20s, 24 to 28 range or something. Like that is the expectation of that player. Markelle Fultz is that already, just as with his defending and passing and and playmaking. He doesn't need the shot to be more than the
like
type of player
you're
there.
lucky if you can find a guy who can impact your team the way that Markelle Fultz can do right now, that late in the draft.
right away.
Like,
with the 25th,
like
pick.
a Landry Shamet.
Exactly. There's not Landry Shamits don't grow on trees.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yo, Landry, Shamit, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That's fun. That's a fun little combo to have going forward.
My biggest worry is Landry Shamit's health.
Has he been getting hurt a lot?
Well, no. He had a that was his main problem coming out of college. Is that he basically like missed an entire year at Wichita State. Like he should have been playing. Who else played there? God damn it.
Fred Van Vliet.
Guy. Fred Van.
Steady Freddy.
Steady Freddy, baby. But yeah, he like basically
Also,
missed an entire
Ron Baker
year.
played there.
Ron Baker, dude. He played for the Knicks, right? They
He's on the Wizards now, I
waived him.
think. They gave him a lot of money.
Yeah, well, he had some like
for the type of player he is, they gave him a lot of money.
Didn't they give him some like whack ass fucking deal where he had like it was like a 2-year player op, like 2 year with a player option?
What are you doing? They gave him a 2-year deal with a player option on the second year.
Yeah,
it's like, what are you doing, Knicks? Ron Baker. Yeah, I think he's on the Wizards now.
Did you see that shit with what's his name, Dolan, the owner?
Dude,
of the Knicks?
James Dolan, the worst owner in sports.
Oh my!
He kicked a fan out of MSG, Madison Square Garden, for saying sell the team. That's hysterical. Apparently he was like, have fun watching them on TV. Bruh.
Did you watch the video?
No, I just saw the Bleacher Report
I watched the video
when I was at work.
I watched the video. So like he's walking off of the court like into the tunnel, right? And the guy says, sell the team. And then you could just instantly see James Dolan like
he fucking locates. He says locate
he says,
eradicate.
He says, hey, come here. He's like, I hope you enjoy watching it on TV. Because and he was like, what? Why? And James Dolan goes, because that was extremely rude. And then he walks off into the tunnel, right? And then the security guys behind him say something about like, yeah, like we're gonna put him in the box or something like that, like some kind of weird security term.
What? Well, it's like the no-fly list of Madison Square Garden, probably.
Yeah.
Yo, what's the Knicks player that's on that now? I don't know if he's on it, but he got kicked out last year for getting in a fight with James Dolan. Oh fuck, who was that? Can't remember. James Dolan sucks.
Yeah. Well, it was just like so like fucking petty. Like,
yeah. I didn't know he did the come here thing. That's ridiculous. Yeah. Charles Oakley.
Oh, Charles
last
Oakley.
year.
Okay,
he got kicked out of MSG.
Okay, so not like a recent basketball.
You see Rasheed Wallace is going to coach a high school team?
That's dope.
That's super dope, right?
Dope.
Somebody on ESPN, I think it was like Israel Gutierrez, was like, whenever they when they have home games, whenever someone on the opposing team misses anything, the whole crowd should be like, "Ball don't lie."
Dude, that's one of my favorite fucking highlights from this year was Larry Nance Jr. getting called for a foul, and then they pulled him out and sat him on the bench, and the dude missed both free throws, and after both free throws, Larry Nance Jr. Ball don't lie.
That's funny. Yo, I felt bad. He got hurt in the Heat game the other night. Apparently, since Kevin Love has come back, was like 2 or 3 weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
like around the All-Star, after the All-Star break.
Cavs are playing well.
Yeah. Well, apparently, like the front court specifically, like the combination of Kevin Love and Larry Nance has been pretty good.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. I like Larry Nance. I like Kevin Love too, but like I think Larry Nance is good.
I think he's
a
good,
good
but I
good
feel like
role
he's
player.
kind of one-dimensional.
He's a good role player.
Yeah.
He's good at his role.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like if he was 3 inches taller. You know what I mean? He'd be the player that he plays like. Does that make sense?
Okay.
A
I
rim
get what
runner,
you're
rim
saying.
protector.
Yeah.
But he's just a little too short for it to be great
Right.
at it.
Right. But like even though that type is kind of getting phased out, right?
Kind of, but I think there are always going to be a
If
place
he's 3
for
inches
it.
taller, he's like prime DeAndre Jordan,
Sure.
right?
Yeah, with more hops probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't. Yeah, DeAndre Jordan was a great defender at that time. I don't know if he'd be that good, but yeah, like I don't know if I think that will ever be entirely phased out. The rim runner, rim protector guy that can't shoot. Like I just don't think. I don't know. Like I think that like Rudy Gobert is too valuable to not have. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Having like even Hassan Whiteside on the Heat,
Mm-hmm.
he's not Rudy Gobert, but you can feel it when he's in the game. The presence of his defense,
Right.
The way people don't go to the rim
Yeah.
as aggressively or easily.
Guys like Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah,
Mitchell
and
Robinson's
he's not
always-
even polished defender yet.
Yeah.
He just blocks everything in sight.
Yeah, and he's also just crazy aggressive.
Yeah.
That's why he.
Well,
like,
he's like Hassan Whiteside when he was young. That's
Right.
exactly what he did.
Okay.
He just blocked everything.
But he's always gonna have a spot. He's
Yeah.
always gonna have a spot as a good role player.
You can always play a role if you have a skill that you're
Our
great
loss
at.
to the Knicks, I would say, like he was one of them. Him
Oh
and
yeah,
Alonzo
him
Trier.
and Trier. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did the Magic play today?
Yeah.
I think the Heat played today too.
We'll play the Grizz, dude.
Oh, we play the Hornets, I think. Big game.
Ooh, that is a big game.
Big game for the Eastern playoff
Yeah.
race.
Fucking yeah.
Let me see. Bleacher
We're
Report.
still a game.
Oh no, we
behind
play
us.
Charlotte in a couple weeks or later this week. Play Toronto today.
Oh yikes!
Now here's the thing. I think it's in Miami. Will they rest Kawhi? Do it. Do it. Do my Emperor. Convince them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! I hope. Like, if they don't, whatever. The Heat will still play their best. They'll try to win. Also, there's certain players that just bring something out of Justice Winslow, and I don't know what it is exactly, but those players are Kawhi Leonard and Ben Simmons. They make him play at like this
Does he
different.
guard Kawhi?
Yeah.
When you guys play?
Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
Well, so like he doesn't guard their one.
He almost never guards ones.
Oh, okay. So who guards the ones? Josh Richardson.
Against the Raptors, Josh Richardson will probably guard Kyle Lowry, and Justice will probably guard Kawhi.
I wish we had Josh Richardson. I wish, dude. He's so good. He's so good.
He real good.
Fucking like
Second round pick.
I was watching some of that game. Who'd you guys just beat?
The Cavs.
Oh yeah, the Cavs. Yeah, I was watching some of that game because they were losing at first, and
Yeah.
I was like, if they lose,
Yo,
this
Josh
game,
caught fire in the second quarter. He hadn't hit a bucket yet, and then he just started going
I
crazy.
think I started watching at halftime. But yeah, like when I started watching, they were down by 5, and then fucking just like Justice and J Rich, fucking they got so much sauce, dude.
Yeah, dog.
I was like, if we had those guards, like we would.
Yo,
have
that behind the back pass Justice threw a few days. Ooh, I didn't know he had that kind of sauce. Hell yeah. But yeah, there's just it's similar to like the Joel Embiid Hassan Whiteside thing. Like whenever he plays Joel, except for in the playoffs last year because he was hurt, people always forget that he was still hurt. He just always plays at a higher level. He just brings something out of him.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, Kawhi and Ben Simmons do that for Justice, which in the playoff series was for the most part for the Heat last year not good. We got pretty run over by it was like every game was close until halfway through the third quarter, and then they blew us out. But Justice played great. That was like the real first emergence of Justice as like this dude could be the leader of this team kind of guy. And that was before he was even playing point guard. But yeah, last time they played the Raptors, I think they beat us by like 2 or something. But Justice guarded the shit out of Kawhi throughout that game. And it's like that thing where it's like, maybe Kawhi still scores 25 points, but it's Kawhi Leonard. You're not going to stop him.
Yeah.
But when you bring that intensity and that energy level to the court, you can feel it. Like there was a play where Kawhi tried to post him up, And like maybe you say what you will, like maybe people lie about just his height. Maybe he's not 6'7", maybe he's more like 6'5", 6'6". But the dude is rocked. The dude is strong as fuck.
Yeah.
So like Kawhi tried to post him up, and he was just standing there, just taking it like
Really?
that. You know that picture of Boogie with Karl Anthony Towns is like kind of made me feel like that. Like
Right.
Kawhi just couldn't back him down, and I was like, that's my boy. And then I think like it's funny because he was like doing that, and then Kawhi just like hits a turnaround fadeaway, and it's like you did the right thing. You played the best defense you can play based on your size, length, and athleticism and strength.
Yeah, and
you
then just
stopped him
an
from getting
amazing
the look he
player
wanted,
was able to score.
and then he just hits a tough shot.
Yeah.
It's like you can't do anything. It's like when D Wade does his bullshit. He goes to the left side of the court, he posts somebody up halfway to the paint, and then he does this crazy fadeaway shot, and he's so good at it for some reason.
I saw. So I don't know where this person got it, but I saw on the Orlando Magic subreddit like the different players' effectiveness from different areas on the court.
Yeah.
And I was like, I fucking meant to like send it to you because I know that you were wondering about Derek Jones
In the corner. Is it on there?
No. I wonder if there's like a resource where that person got it.
Yeah,
from, you know
that's
what I mean?
exactly.
Like,
I want to know where
But-
people find that information.
but Jonathan Isaac,
like,
right?
do you need Second Spectrum by ESPN?
Jonathan
I don't-
Isaac is way better in the corner than he is like over the top.
That's
of the break.
normal, yeah.
Right? It's normal, but he's like shooting like 45% from the right corner and then like 32% from
Very
the other
interesting.
corner.
That's where Derek Jones is good from too. The right
Crazy.
corner.
I was
When
like,
he's in the right corner, I'm not sure if he's missed all season.
it's insane.
Let's do some shout outs, bro.
Yeah.
Gotta wrap it. You want to go first? Said you had one?
Yeah. Have I ever talked about 8-bit philosophy on this podcast?
I don't think so.
No? Okay. 8-bit
8-bit like Mario?
Yeah, exactly. 8-bit philosophy is a YouTube series. The channel itself is called Wisecrack, but they have a series called 8-bit philosophy where they literally just talk about philosophical ideas, but they do it with visuals, like the visuals of Mario, Donkey Kong, and different just like the 8-bit styles. They're not always like specific game, but it's an 8-bit visual style that explains all of the things, the philosophical theories that you're learning about. And it's just a really fun way to visualize philosophy. And it's way more easier to comprehend than just like watching a normal video. There is
It's crazy how much a good like visual aid can help with stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like a creative one is really cool.
Yeah, they're just they're really well done and really fun, really easy to learn. There's out of a lot of the videos that I've seen on there, probably my favorite one is a video called "What is Evil." What is evil? So it kind of it
ties into what you're talking about.
ties
earlier.
into what I was talking about earlier, right? But it was
Like
basically
evil looking in the mirror.
yeah. But yeah, it basically talks about this this journalist, Hannah Arendt, or she's a philosopher, but she went to Jerusalem during the Nuremberg trials.
Okay.
And sat in on the trial for Adolf Eichmann, who.
Yo, why are so many people in Adolf bad guys?
Well, I mean, he was literally involved with World War II
Yeah.
and the Holocaust. He was in charge of transferring a lot of Jewish people to concentration camps and death camps.
Man, that's crazy.
Right. But during this trial, she, got to see this person face to face, and she knew who she was going to be writing about before she got to Jerusalem. And on her entire way there, she thought that he was going to be, this fucking villain that was twisting his mustache. She gets there, and she realized that he's just a dude.
Yeah.
And that, like, he's just a guy that was following orders. And where his evil was coming from was just like the machine of it, like the cog in the machine kind
This
of
is
thing.
interesting because I talked, kind of tying back to something I talked about Matt Colville earlier.
Right.
One of the videos that he does, and I think it might have been his politics series that he did, where he does, where he talks about like politics and how they work in the real world and how you can use that to implement running your games. And one of the things he talked about was it might have been from a Q&A, I don't remember, but somebody basically asked him, they were like, how do you get people to empathize with your villains? And how do you make them realistic? And he was like, the thing you have to realize about most villains throughout history is that they were just cogs in the machine, essentially. They're just following orders. And then he talked about there's some sort of experiment that some people did to test the limits of what people would do in terms of like what's evil based on orders, right? So they basically said like you have to follow your orders, and they set up a thing where like it shocks somebody.
Yep. They press a button
and it shocks
we
them.
learned about this in psychology.
Yeah, and basically like they were like the length that people would continue hurting someone because it was their orders is crazy.
Yeah.
And that was sort of like what he talked about. He was like, you'd be surprised what you would do without even realizing how evil it is just based on following orders.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Well, and that's what is so scary about Nazism and the Holocaust, right? Is the fact that like those were humans.
Yeah.
That's what's terrifying about it, is the fact that those were humans. Like you can't like just completely demonize them and set them off like as like some anomaly of human existence.
Everyone involved had their own story, their own personal life, their own families, their own friends. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, but like that's
maybe
just you in a different situation.
Maybe their own misgivings.
It's obviously you can't condone that.
I mean, like it's happening right now with kids that are coming across the border being put in these weird camps, and I would probably say that the people doing it aren't all evil, horrible people. They're just following orders. Yeah. It's their job. Yeah. It's hardcore.
Yeah. It's like but the reason that you need to know that is not to condone what they're doing. But it's to examine yourself and to like understand like, oh, like I am also capable of those kind of that kind of fucked up shit. And I need to be aware of that in order to combat it. Yeah. But like the term that Hannah Arendt used to label and quantify this idea was the banality of evil. Okay. The banality of evil. Like the fact that like villainous acts are not achieved by these people that are like, twisting their mustache, but by just it's everyday shit.
That's really interesting. Yeah. And it's weird, like that sort of mentality
like, that evil's boring. Yeah.
That sort of you just follow your orders. You fit in. You know, you fit in, you don't fit out. It like trickles all the way down to like elementary school bullying. Like just the herd mentality of everyone picking on someone because someone else is. Yeah. It's the same thing. Yeah. It's so crazy. 8-bit philosophy, you said it's called?
Yeah, 8-bit philosophy.
Cool. All right, mine is a musical duo, I guess. Check them out on Spotify. Their names they are called Louis Del Mar, which is the name of a person, but it's a they. It's two guys named Danny Miller and Max Harwood, and they've been working together since they were in elementary school. They've been making music together. Oh, it's really cool. They're from the Washington D.C. area, and it's kind of hard to describe their music. The way I had to go on Spotify to see how it's described in the biography on there. It says a New York-based electroacoustic indie pop duo, and then later it says. What I think is a good explanation. Where is it? Oh, cool. They named the project after their fathers, both named Louis, and their coastal locale of the beach. Or of the ocean. Mars. Yeah. Mars Ocean. Playa's Beach. Yeah.
I know that from learning all my French.
Yeah. It says melodic and percussion driven and incorporating samples and manipulated sound. That I think is a pretty good description.
Say it again.
Melodic and percussion driven, and they incorporating samples and manipulated sound. Huh. Yeah, it's very unique style of aural experience. Aural with an A. They have a lot of like singles on Spotify. They have one full album called Louis Del Mar, which takes all the songs from their original EP, which I think was 4. Yeah, 4 songs. So the EP is dope. It's just these 4 songs called Loud, parentheses Y, parentheses, and then Waves, Wave, parentheses S, parentheses, and then Malt Liquor and Memories. That's the EP. And then they made a full-length album called Louis Del Mar. Though that EP, like if that sort of style of music seems interesting to you, that sort of very electric-infused, percussion-driven thing, if that sounds interesting, just go check out their EP. It's only 4 songs. It's very quick. It's super dope. And if you like that, go check out their album. There's Louis Del Mar. They're very cool. So Louis Del Mar, 8-Bit Philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
Check those out. Those are our shout outs. We have successfully vamped. We did it.
Yeah.
We pushed an extra 30 minutes out of this thing.
Hour 35.
Yeah.
Average.
Yeah, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hit up the socials. We got I got a date with our friends. I got to get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Check out Chris on his website, chrismichaelstott.com. Read his scripts. Chris Michael Stott on Instagram. Find me, Davinwell25 on Twitter and Instagram. Hit up Facebook for the poll for this. Oh, shoot. I don't think we ever put that on Facebook. It's on Twitter, but we'll put it on Facebook.
Okay.
For the poll this month, we're doing a Scorsese poll. We're choosing between a Scorsese De Niro team-up poll, Raging Bull and Taxi Driver. It would be my first time seeing whichever one wins, which is exciting. We'll do a spoiler episode on that at the end of the month. Come back later this week. We're going to talk about Captain Marvel. We went and saw it opening night, had a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, find the show, The Chris and Kyle Show on everything: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all Spotify, all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, and tcaks Pod for Twitter. I think that's it. I think we out.
We out. Stay weird.
Peace.